Welcome back. Now what we need to do is that we need to work on this button, the remove button, so that if the user clicks on remove, we need to remove that product completely from the cart. So to do this, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create here I'm going to add here a form to this button. So here, this button, we need to add a form. So in order to do this, we can here create a form, and I'm going to give this form uh, uh, action and method. So the method is going to be equal to post, and the action is cart.php, the same page. And then I'm going to move this a tag over to the form. However, I'm going to change this from remove to from a tag to input. I'm going to say input, and the class is going to be the type is going to be submit, and the name is going to be equal to remove underscore product. And here I need to remove this, and now I'm going to say value is going to be equal to remove, and we need to know the product ID. So I'm going to create here a hidden input. I'm going to say input, and then I'm going to say type hidden, and then I'm going to say name. The name is product underscore ID, and the value is, remember, PHP, and then value echo first, echo value product ID, product underscore ID. And let me test first this in the browser. Let me refresh and make sure that we don't have problems. So here it says remove, but the problem is with the design. So let me work on, before I work on the logic, let's work on the design. So this button exists in the assets, in the CSS. So we have the remove. Remember, we have the remove here in the cart. So in the cart, we have remove button, and here what we need to do is that we need to add background, nothing. We need to remove the background color, none, and border, none, and the width is 100%, width 100%. And let me now make sure that this is going to fix the design. So as you can see, it's much better, but I have here a problem. I should say background none. Let's say background white. Let's say background white. This should fix it, I think. So now it has been fixed. So now what we want to do is that we want to activate this button. So to activate this button, we have here a post request, and we have two inputs. One has a name called product ID, which contains the product ID, and then we have the remove product name, which is also an input that's gonna remove, that works as a button, which is this. Now what we want to do is that we need here to add, instead of saying else, we need to say else if. Else, here I'm gonna add I'm gonna push this, and I'm gonna add here another curly bracket, and then I'm gonna say here else if, and check the syntax again because you don't want to make mistakes. Here else if. So else if we have here, the first condition is if we are trying to add something to the cart, but in this condition, if we are trying to to remove something from the cart. So here I'm gonna say, let me close this to show you the complete code. So the first condition is to add something to the cart. The second condition, which is this else if, is to remove product from cart. So if we want to remove a product from the cart, we need to first say here is set post, and then remember the input is this input. The input has a name called remove product. So I'm gonna say here if is set post remove underscore product. If that button has been clicked, then we need to remove the product from the session. So how can we remove a product from the session? It's actually very simple. We need to use the onSet function, and then we need to pass the session cart. However, we need to remove only one element. Which element? We need to remove the element. We need to remove the product that has this ID. So we need to get the product ID first. Product ID. So how can we get the product ID? To get the product ID, we can use the post and then product underscore ID. Remember the product ID here. Here we have in this input, we have name called product ID. We have this input that has a name called product ID. So we can use it here, and then finally we can say session onset session cart, and then we need to pass here the product ID. This is gonna remove that product from the cart. That's it. Very, very simple. And let me now save and refresh. So I'm gonna refresh and test. So I'm gonna here refresh, and let me remove a product from the cart. So for example, let me click on remove of the second product. If I click on remove, it did not work, and the reason is because here in my code I have actually a problem. I need to make sure that I have the product ID. So I forgot here to specify the product ID. So we have two options. We can here say product ID is equal to post product ID product underscore ID, or we can pass the post product ID directly into the second square bracket. But let me keep it like this. Let me now save and let's test. So let me refresh. Let me save and refresh. Now it should work. Let me refresh, and now let me click on remove. So if I click on remove, it will not work either. Why? Because the product now doesn't have an ID. So we need to close down the browser and open a fresh browser. So as you can see, testing takes a lot of time, but it's worth it. Let me try one more time. So I'm gonna go to the cart page, and let me try to remove this product. For example, if I click on remove, as you can see, the product has been removed from the cart. So the product was removed from the cart completely, and now we don't have anything in the cart. And let me go back and let's test this on other products. So let me add another product. For example, this. I'm going to click on buy now, and if you click on add to cart, it will be added to the cart. And let me add another product because I want to see what's going to happen if I delete only one product. So if I delete, for example, this product, the second product, as you can see, one product will be removed and the other will remain. And if you remove the last product, here it's gonna the 150 will remain, and this is a problem which we need to fix. And the reason why we have this is because the code here is hard coded, so we need to make this dynamic, and it will fix this problem.